Hello everyone, happy Thursday. Just check that those lights are okay. Hello, I hope you're all well on this miserable Thursday evening. I'm just getting myself all prepped, so bear with me while I just make sure that everything is visible. And I can see all of your comments. I've got a fun project, or maybe two, depending on how we go, to go through with you tonight. Oh, I think we're up. I don't think you can hear me, which is good. Hello, Angie. How are you? Yes, I can see you all. Hurrah! That is a very good start. Hello, Catherine. How are you? Let's get my little. Hello to Alison. We have one Alison with us this evening. It's I don't know about you guys, but hello, Lauren. The weather here is just awful. It's just been hailing, really quite badly, and my little girl Rosie is out in this, so I'm a little bit worried about her, so we may have to make this a short one if the weather gets bad again, because I don't want to leave her out there. Hello to Alison. Another Alison is here. Hello, and Lindsay is with us as well. Fantastic. I'll just give everyone a little bit of a chance to get on, and then we can make a start. But my plan for this evening, and I'll just grab a few little bits while we're waiting for people to join us. Angie says it's awful there too, and your Bonnie won't come in. I know they're obviously found somewhere that's a little bit sheltered, and waiting for things to calm down. They're not daft, are they? So I'm sure she's absolutely fine, but it does always make me worry, which you can't help, can you? So I'm just going to get a little bit of this lovely cardstock, this new cardstock, because I think I'm going to use some of that today. Hello, Esther. How are you? So yes, my plan for this evening is I am going to make at least one card this evening. It is going to be well, we'll see how it goes. I always say I'm going to do a quick card, don't I? And then it never turns out to be quick because I can't do quick cards. That's just not me. But I have got an awful lot of prep still to do for Create and Craft on Saturday. So if you haven't already seen the post, I am on Create and Craft on Saturday with some, they're not brand new products, but they're brand new bundles of products, mainly featured around the Brighter Days stamp and die set, the paper pads, the sentiments, the new blender brushes, which, where have I got them, where are they there? So the new duo of blender brushes, along with the spinning caddy. So there's some really good deals on offer with Create and Craft this weekend, but obviously I've got a fair bit to prep and only one more day to prep. So put myself under pressure as always. It was a really big order this time as well, so I've spent all week packing that, getting that ready to get sent off, getting samples ready to send off as well. So it's been a pretty busy week. So I'm actually quite tired. So I'm thinking that an early night might be a good idea. Ants on nights this evening, so I've got a nice quiet evening to myself. Yeah, so an early night might be in order. I've also been working on new designs as well, which I am just absolutely, just my head's full of it, and I'm buzzing with those ideas. So I need to get those out of my head really soon too. Annalisa says hello. I hope you're well. I'm all right. I'm tired, but I'm well. Lauren says a cat in her street lives in two houses and he has two names. One neighbour is unaware it belongs to the other, but he visits lots of houses. That's so naughty. So I will tell you a little story while we're I know we've not even started yet, have we? But right, let me go backwards. The reason that I recall this story, well, I recall this story anyway, but I think I mentioned last week that I am starting to go through all my old photos, do a little bit of memory planning, and I'm becoming a little bit obsessed with the idea of, you know, going through all my photos and storing them in a beautiful way, and showing some of our stories, which I just think is really important to do. So I've ordered a ton of photos of our cats that are no longer with us. There's plenty of pictures of Clyde in amongst there as well, who is still with us, bless him. And but the cat, our previous cats, and in particular our previous cat Harry, we adopted him pretty much when Aunt and I first got together. Hello Jane, how are you? And so about 5.5 years ago or so, and I adopted him with his mum, and he couldn't be parted from his mum. That's why they had to come as a pair. But they were beautiful cats, absolutely gorgeous, the pair of them. However, it turned out that Harry's mum hated him, and once she was able to go out, because obviously you have to keep them in, don't you, for a number of weeks so that they know where their home is. Once we let her out, she would be gone for days at a time because she hated him, and she'd started living in somebody else's garage, and they were feeding her because they thought that she was, you know, she was abandoned and lost, even though she looked like a beautiful pedigree cat. And in the end, they took her to the vet to find out who owned her because she was chipped. And she brought her back to my house several times because she absconded. In the end, because she hated her son so much, I mean, every time she came near him, she would hiss and growl at him and attack him. If they were locked in the house together, because I grounded her a couple of times for disappearing for days on end, she would destroy the house. She's chewed through my curtains. She'd knocked ornaments off the mantelpiece and things like that, and off the windowsills. So in the end, the lady who she was going to visit said, "We love her, we'd really love to adopt her." So it was, in the end, it was the best thing for both of the cats, because it was quite stressful, clearly, for both of them. But yeah, they choose their owners, I think was the point of that story. They definitely choose their owners, don't they, cats? So yeah, but love them all to bits, and I often wonder, you know, what we called her Florence, what old Florence is doing now, because her little boy Harry unfortunately passed away, and it still makes me really upset to talk about. It's going to make me cry. But yeah, he passed away about a year and a half, couple of years ago now. I don't know where the years have gone, and you know, he was only 3 years old, so that was sad. So I didn't mean to bring us all down, sorry about that. We're having a nice crafty time, aren't we? But I just thought I'd share that little story because he's always there in my thoughts, bless him. I always think about him. So right, what we're going to do today then is I thought today, we've already had Mother's Day in the UK, but this Sunday is Mother's Day in the US, and I think possibly in other parts of the world as well. So if anybody is on the call, on the live, and knows of anyone else who's celebrating Mother's Day this weekend, let me know. But I thought we would do a little bit of a Mother's Day card. And it's nice to send a card to your mum anyway. If your mums are around, then I think in Canada as well, is it? So Mother's Day in Canada, says Annalisa. So I'm going to make a Mother's Day card with the Terrific pals. So let's get the little stamp set out. So I love this stamp set. This was one that just came together really, really quickly because I loved it so much. Because it's exactly the kind of card that I would want for me, if that makes sense. So I love it. So, and I know my mum would love a card with this set as well. Now I am cheating a little bit because I have already got these coloured from when I was preparing samples for when they went on sale. So it would be daft really not to use these because they are already cut and coloured, and that means then that we might be able to make a couple of cards. So so I'm going to use these bits that we've already coloured. So I kind of already know a little bit about what my colour scheme is going to be. So yeah, and my thoughts were for my background, and I just need a bit of cardstock. So let's get a bit of pre-cut cardstock. So I've got a bit of my pre-cut card here. I've got a couple of pieces, and I thought because it's a tea related card, that we might have a little bit of a tea stained background. So I thought we might do a little bit of ink smooshing on the back of here with some of my distress inks. So I've got a few colours of brown in my stash here. We've got tea dye, which you would think that should be pretty tea like, shouldn't it? Ant's favourite colour, ground espresso. I don't know if it is really his favourite colour, but it just made me laugh when I said it to him earlier. Hi Alison J. Grease. So is that 3 Alisons we've got now? Angie says, little sod, they're worse than blooming children at times. They really are. They're so naughty. She was naughty, Florence. She was funny because when we got her, she was like this little princess of a cat, and then as soon as she went outside, she suddenly became feral. It was really weird. Sorry, just have a little sip of my tea. So I do have now in my newly established and tidied room. I've forgotten what I've done with my my large acrylic block, because my large acrylic block is a great thing to use to do some ink smooshing on. So I'm just having a little look around, see if I can, there it is, it's with my paints. So this is great. This is actually, I don't think this is my acrylic block, this one. I think this is actually a bit of the glass that comes in a photo frame. So I think it's something that I've stolen from there. So I'm going to do a bit of ink smooshing. So let's have a look. Where's my little? I've got a little spray bottle of water here, which is always handy to have. And I'm just gonna smush some of these browns. And I don't know which of these browns is the right kind of brown. So I've got 2 pieces of cardstock here, in case this goes horribly wrong. Claire Brumby says, hi, not at home, but just popping in to see what's going on. Like to keep on top of what's going on, don't you? I think that's a wise. Walnut stain's quite a nice brown. And I've also got some, so I've got, they've got the wrong lids on. So let's sort that out. Gathered Twigs is also quite a nice colour, but we'll see how we get on with these. And see if we can get a nice bit of smooshing going on. Let me get my paintbrush into this. Angie says that her twins were really close when they were tiny, and now Hattie hates Maddie. It's really sad. But Amelia Pond and Maddie are BFFs. Bonnie just hates everyone. I think some cats are just a bit like that, aren't they? I mean, Clyde, he gets on all right with the cats that are in this house, and to be fair, he's had there's been lots of other cats in and out of this house, bless him, while Clyde's been just going about his business, doing his thing for the last 19, nearly 20 years. So he's, bless him, he's had to put up with a lot, I would say, but yeah, he's just dealt with it like a pro. But anybody that he comes into contact with that comes into his garden, no, he's having none of that. And he, you know, he's got 3 legs, Clyde, so he can't really chase after anyone, but he'll give it a go. There's such characters, and I am so looking forward to putting these albums together with the pictures of the cats, because I think it's just going to be a really nice way to remember them. So I've just dipped this randomly into my ink, and I'm just going to just smoosh it around a bit. And this isn't really, technically speaking, smooshing as such. This is just me just doing my own thing, really. And I'm just going to use my brush to help move some of this around a little bit, and maybe add a bit more ink. So I don't know whether that's too much of the brown, and is it too dark a brown? Maybe. So put that to one side, because we can, you know, we can do multiple ones. We don't have to stick with the one. I'm thinking that the tea dye might actually have been the better colour, so I'm just going to add a bit more to the corners here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just spray that and then mix that in. And then this time I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this up with a bit of plastic, rather than put my paper directly down. Jessica says it looks really fun. It is really fun technique, and it's very unpredictable. So I'm just going to look and see if I've got any kind of bit of plastic. So this is just a bit of wrapping from something, and I think I'm just going to try and just pick some bits of it up on here, and I'm just going to smoosh some bits onto my background here. So I'm just going to rub that into, probably should have put my silicone mat down a little bit first, but I'm just going to use this to kind of smoosh it around a little bit. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. That looks a little bit more like a tea splatter to me. And I'm just going to let this darker bit just drain down a little bit. That looks cool. Be careful I don't get it everywhere, which I'm probably going to do. And then just a few more little bits. That looks quite good. So I'm just going to move that down there. Got a little bit of kitchen roll here that I can just wipe a few bits up. I'll just wipe that down with as well. So I have my heat tool, and I'm just going to dry this off. So yeah, this was a little bit more of what I was looking for in terms of an effect. Oops, knocking things over. So let's just give this a little bit of heat. I'm going to apply the heat to both sides. To try and just help a little bit of the warping. This isn't watercolour paper, this is just ordinary super smooth, well it's not ordinary because it's our super smooth, but it is, it's not meant to really hold a great deal of water. So yeah, I like that effect very much, so I'm happy with that. Oh, if I can hang that back on there. So yeah, that's looking pretty cool. So what I think would be really nice then is to do some little splatters on top. So, do I have any water in my water thing? No, I don't. So I'm going to have to spray this with a little bit of water and hopefully not get it everywhere. There we go. So I don't know how dark this is going to be. Oh, that's good. That's good. I like that. Yes. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Where can I put that where it's not going to get everywhere? Hi Claudia, how are you? So Angie says that for her birthday last year, her hubby had an artist friend paint a picture with your fall and found my boy that died. It's absolutely stunning. I'd love one with my 3 old girls that have passed. And well, this is, you see, this is what prompted me to start with this memory keeping journey that I'm going on, because you know I don't really I don't have any pictures of them anywhere other than on my phone, and you don't look at them, do you, and don't treasure them in the same way. So I'm just going to dry this off as well. And again, I'm just going to dry both sides. And if I'd let this dry naturally, I probably would have got shut up. I would have got more of an actual droplet effect, but by using the heat tool, it spread those little drops out. But I actually really like that effect. I think it looks really cool. Emma is here. Claudia says wow. Angie says looks great. Thank you. So I'm happy with that. Now my other background, and I have just actually just wiped off my my thing, but I think I might. Let's see if we can add something to this. Oops, I've not tried the that might not quite be dark enough. Let's try some of the tea stain. That's definitely the more tea kind of a look, and the ground espresso. Let's try and just see if we can resurrect this a bit, because I think this might make a nice like a wood grain background, so we could use our wood grain stamp on the back of this in a different project. So I may not use it for this project, but we can definitely use it for something else. So I don't want to waste it while we've got it here, and because that background's dried off a little bit, we can now go back in and add a bit more texture, and I think that's probably what it needs, is a bit more texture. It was just looking a bit flat, so that is a bit more like it, isn't it? I like that very much. So let's get another little bit of kitchen roll here, and just in case, I might leave it for a moment. I'm going to give this I'm going to just dry this off again. Angie says that she has photos all over the house, and she did. Most are packed in moving boxes now. And Zamara's here. Hello, welcome. I know I've just, since I was started taking them on my phone, you don't have them developed anymore, so I just don't have any actual photos, but I do now. I'm excited about getting those documented properly. And you never know, it might actually lead to some brand new products. Just a little heads up there. So let's see if we can do a little bit of a splatter on here as well. Oh yeah, like that. That's looking really, really cool. I have actually splattered literally everywhere, but managed not to splatter on my images, which is good. So I'm just going to give that a little wipe. And I'm going to let this one dry naturally. and see what occurs. So I'll just pop that to one side. I'm a little bit warm now, so I'm just going to take off my jumper, guys. Sorry. One moment. Oh, got a little bit warm. All that heat. So, right. Let's just wipe that off now because I think we're done with that. Pop that to one side. So that's my pretty much my background, but I'm gonna pop that onto this new Yorkshire tea coloured cardstock. So I need to cut out my matten layers. I am going to be using an A6 card base, I think, today. Or I might do an A2. I've not done an A2 for a while. Let's do an A2. So we can cut this down to A2. So I need my A2 layering dies, which will be in here somewhere. Bear with me, caller, while I find them. I've got my A6 ones, so I may have to use those. Oh, there they are, look. Are they them? Yes. So, I know that my largest die is going to be the same size as my card base. So I'm going to use that first to cut out my background here. So I'm just going to add that one there. Now I am going to cut down my cardstock rather than put the whole thing through my machine, because it will all go through, but there are bits of my machine that aren't as great with the pressure because I've got curved plates as usual. But I also might be able to fit my next layer on as well. So let's think about, do I want to go one smaller, and have a gap between, so I think that will be a good size. So just pop those back there. So let's have a look here at where this is going to be a good cut. I mean, it's so much fun doing this kind of smushing. You never know quite what you're going to get, but I quite like that area there. But you could position it anywhere you wanted to. It'd look really cool. And let's get my plates out and get this through the machine. So it will be a little bit noisy. And I am putting my dies on at an angle because I'm hoping that's going to help me a little bit with the pressure, rather than just putting them in dead straight. So bear with. And now I need to just think about my sentiment. Just have a little drink. These have cut. Perfect. Okay, those there. So yeah, so let's have a think about my sentiments. So I know I'm doing a Mother's Day card, and I also want to, let's have a see. Let's put these back in here. I want to have like a little cluster in one corner, and maybe just add a little bit of maybe a little banner or something in this bottom corner just for a bit of contrast. So that's going to fit on there, and then that's going to fit on there. So that's going to look grand. And then I'm going to use this little kitty here. Now I might, for this particular one, rather than using my Jammy Dodger, I like the little green tea motif, and I also like the little sugars as well. I think the little sugars are very, very sweet, and they'd look really quite cute in the bottom. And I thought from a sentiment point of view, the "You Are Terrific" works really well. And then I could either use the mum from the Mum and Dad set to say, "Mum, you are terrific," or we could use the Mum Dies. And I think the Mum Dies might take over a little bit, so I'm going to say that this large mum stamped directly onto my background is going to look really cool. And then this little sentiment here is also going to look pretty cool. So let's have a think. Yeah, let's because I was thinking about, what did I do with my so I've got some of my new papers here. So these are the Brighter Days papers, and I do think that this stripe is just crying out to be used as like a little border. Hi Jenny, how are you? So I'm thinking we could either use it this way or this way as maybe a little border. And I was toying with, and this is, so I could either cut it into a banner or I could tear it, which I think might be quite fun. So I'm just gonna have a go at tearing it. If we don't like it, doesn't matter. We can use it on something else. And see, I think that looks quite cool. And I could also ink these up a little bit. So again, I just want a bit of a, and I am just doing this freehand. If you don't trust yourself to do it this way, you could use maybe use a ruler, and where I've just got a bit too much of this excess core showing, I'm just going to move that. So what do we think? Quite like that. I think that bit ended up a little bit jagged, so I'm not so keen on that end, but that end's quite cool. That bit could work because I'm going to have my little kitty sat on there. That's quite cute, isn't it? And then we've got the "You Are Terrific" to go either across there. It's quite sweet, isn't it? We've got, so I don't know whether to do that heat embossed onto black so that it stands out a little bit more. So let's have a look. If I get a little bit of my tea dye here, and do I have a brown? I don't actually have a brown brush there, do I? Where's my other brushes? I know I've definitely used brown before, so I must have a brown brush. It's so many brushes. There it is. I know I've got one. But you need one for every colour, don't you, see? So I'm just going to do a little bit of ink blending around these edges, and I should use my mat really, but I'm being a little bit lazy today because we're only using a tiny bit. And I'm just going to add a little bit of this brown to those torn edges. And I think that does just look really very cool. I love that. Okay, liking that. Just a tiny little bit, that's all it really needed to go across there. Yeah, that's cute. And it's actually going to kind of wrap around like this, and then my little cat is going to sit on there. That's very sweet. And then we're going to have You Are Terrific, I think is going to work on there, I think. Do like that. Alice Gadney's here and says hello, I hope you're all well. Can't make tonight, just sorting my craft stuff and it's taking 3 hours. Oh my goodness, I'm looking forward to this one. Just found my pirate map cards. There are lots of tea stained cards, are they? Annalisa says, Jane, I've been thinking about how to create a tea splash on my card and didn't think of doing ink smooshing. It looks so good, doesn't it? Oh, bless you. And Annalisa says she loves the background. It works really well with this tea themed card. I think it does, and I quite like the sentiment there as it is. So then I think the mum is going to look really cool just here. And it's going to create a little bit of a balance there, so I'm liking that. So let's get my stamping platform. My little Stamp Perfect will work a treat. Zamara says, so cute. Right, so if we get my little background here, and we'll pop it into... See, it's quite warped, so it's good that we've got these magnets. Can really kind of try and hold it down as best we can. But this one in the corner here, I'm just going to move my inks out of the way now. We've finished with those. We're getting in my way just a little bit. And so are these. Just move them to one side. There we go. So yeah, this is lifting a little bit, and I don't want it to lift too much, so I am just going to add the tiniest bit of tape there to try and hold everything as flat as we can, so that we can get a nice clean stamp. So that all seems to be pretty much in place, and we'll pop sentiment there, and then I'm going to use some of my VersaFine Onyx Black to stamp this, because then we'll get a really nice bold image. Idea for a stencil: a ring from a teacup and some splashes and drips. That is a really, really cool idea. I shall definitely have a look into that one. I did have a look into it previously, and I really wasn't able to do an effective teacup ring, but so I do need to work on that, definitely. Let's see if I can find something. Hello Julie, how are you? So that's the mum bit stamped, so we'll just pop that back there. And now I just need to remove this without damaging anything. There we go. So I can adhere this to my background here, and I think I will just use a bit of tape runner just to stick it down, a little bit like if I was sticking a bit of ribbon. It's just easier just to fix it like so. That's quite cool. I like that. And then my little kitty will help keep it in place when I pop that down. So I'm going to adhere this to my background. Let's get some glue onto the back of here. Julie says she's getting there, Jo, and she hopes that I am well too. I am doing fine. I am a little bit running on empty, but I am totally loving being able to do some crafting with you guys. This is what my Thursday nights with you guys just give me that extra bit of energy to get me through to the weekend. And it's going to be a busy old weekend for me this weekend, so I need that extra boost of energy that you guys give me. So I appreciate you being with me and crafting along with me, or just watching and cheering me on and chatting along with me about crazy cats. What's everybody been up to this week then? What's been on everyone's agenda? Michaela says the card looks beautiful. Hello, sorry I'm late, got carried away speaking to a friend. That's absolutely fine. Angie said you'd have to do it like there were chips in the bottom of the cup to keep it all in one, I would think. Yes, I think you're right. So I'm going to add some foam to the back of this for a bit of a dimension. So I'm going to get my super duper thick tape here, and we'll add that, some nice big strips on the back, and that will really help with some of that warping that we got when we dried it. It's going to make it nice and flat now, which is super cool. So let's get my pokey tool. Let's get the back off this. See, this is coming together really nice and quickly, isn't it? Alison says that she has been binge watching Queen of the South on Netflix while she's been feeling a little ill. Is it good, that one, Alison? Because Ant and I did start watching it ages ago, and then something else must have taken over, and we never went back to it. But it did have an awful lot of potential, I thought. So I might have to go back and give that a go. Michaela says work has been crazy this week, so not much crafting time, but looking forward to a crafty weekend. Angie says she's been decorating, packing, and the odd bit of crafting time, and trying to squeeze in guitar practice. Oh yes, I remember. How's it going? Are you able to play any tunes yet? Julie says she's managed to craft today, which is making her feel better, and she's made 4 cards this week, and 2 sunflowers, and wreaths using Forever Flowers. I saw your Forever Flowers wreath. It looked amazing, Julie. You are definitely back in the crafty mojo. Alison's had a haircut finally, and the dog's getting their haircut tomorrow. Queen of the South is very good. Excellent. Lindsay's doing nothing but work, but somehow hurt her back on Sunday, so he's been being in pain and unable to sit and craft. Oh no. That is so unfortunate. I hope you're feeling better. I wonder how you've done that, Lindsay. It can just happen though, can't it? Alison says it's great. Each season just gets better, and you're halfway through season 4. Right, that's on my list. Let's have a quick drink. Right, back to this then. So, I think I do quite like the Mum You Are Terrific at the bottom rather than, do we think it stands out enough, or do we want it on, I feel like it might need to stand out more, or we could do a bit of a ... and a You Are Terrific on the inside, which could be quite cute. What do you think? That could be quite sweet, couldn't it? So let's get this popped up first, because we know we're definitely doing that bit, don't we? And that will help me decide what I'm doing with the rest. So, on the inside, says Michaela. Right, that's a vote for on the inside. I think I agree. I think I'm in agreement with myself. And I can put my little bit of my little extra tea bag on the inside as well, which I think would be kind of cool. So this little guy is going to go just there. and like I said, that will just stick that down a little bit. Kind of wish that I'd put maybe a bit of twine around there, but never mind. So then this can go on the inside. So I'll just use a little bit of glue to pop that on the inside. Let's try our best to make that straight. I don't do things straight, as you know. That's kind of straight for me. Pretty happy with that. And then my little where should we have this? I think maybe that can just, yeah, that's kind of cute. That's quite cute. Let's put that on there. Yeah. It's kind of hanging off the edge there. It's quite sweet. So then on the front, I'm going to add a few little dots to say, Mom, you are terrific. And then we've got our little sugar. I feel like that could have had something behind it now, couldn't it? That was quite cute. Let's have a look. Where's my... I had an extra one that didn't cut out quite so well. Just a little bit of a... I don't think he's too brown. He's too close to the colour of the background, really, to stand out, isn't he? So I'm not sure whether he's going to work, but they work. Yeah, I feel like there's probably something required just there. What could we add? Maybe a few little gems or something, or do I have a little bit of twine here that might work? Let's have a look. I've got a few little gems. See, I feel like that might have looked really nice. Let's see if we can fashion a little bow. I don't normally do like little bows and bits of twine, so I never think really to add them, but they can look super cute. So sorry, I went off camera there while I was just trying to make a bow. So speaking of binge watching things, has anybody been watching Line of Duty, and did anybody watch the finale, or is it too controversial to speak of? Because I know it's caused a bit of controversy, hasn't it, with the fans out there. That's quite sweet, isn't it? A little bit of a bow, maybe? Maybe. I wonder if I can fake. I think he looks cute. Claudie says she never decorates the inside. I know, I always forget. No spoilers. Oh, right, okay. I won't say anything. I won't say anything more. Right. That could be quite sweet. I won't tell you then what occurs. But I did quite like, so let me just cut that off. now we've made it. I did like the idea of the black twine around there, but now obviously we've already stuck it down. And I'm trying to decide if I can fake it or if we can slide it under that tape, but I doubt it because it is so good. Or whether we just put the little bow on. Or is it too much with the bow? I don't know. Maybe a brown bow. Or let me grab my, what have I done with those? What have I done with the my little embellishments? Are they in here? I think they might be. So I've got the not so neutral embellishments, and I think these might be better because they're a little bit more neutral, aren't they? So I'm thinking, oh yeah, this is going to be cute. Yeah, okay. This is better. This is better. I just don't know which size to put where. Let's put that one there. We'll put that one there. And that one can go there. And then we'll have perhaps we could stick to those three. They do look very, very fun. They do look good. Let's pop one there. And maybe one there. That's quite sweet, isn't it? I don't know whether it could have been on that side or the other side. I think I prefer the other side now I reflect. I think that side's better. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. Just a bit simpler. Like I say, I don't normally do bits of twine and things. Because I can find them a little bit too fussy, but sometimes they're nice. And if I'd wrapped it around, I think from the start, I think that would have looked much better. But now I've got myself in a tangle with my twine. Got your twine in a tangle. I just want to tidy that up so it doesn't trail everywhere. There we go. Excellent. So that is pretty much done. I think the last bit that I do want to do on this, because I do think it's really cute, is to add some stickles to these little sugar cubes. And I don't want to add too much so that you can't see the faces. So I'm just going to add a little bit around the sides there. And on the sides and the top. Because they've got these cute little faces. And then I'm going to take this little paintbrush just to kind of just move the stickles around a little bit so that you get the glitter everywhere, but it's not quite as dimensional, so then you don't lose the definition on the face. So I'm just really just painting, and they'll not be quite as dimensional, but they'll be glittery little bits of sugar. There we go. So there we go. What do we think? It's cute. I like him. I'll just see if I can get a bit closer for you so you can see the sparkle on those sugar cubes. Yay! I like him. So what time are we on? It's 9 o'clock. What do we think? Do we think we can blast out another quick one? I've got an idea for another one. excuse me, that is going to be quite quick. And actually, shall we stick with this theme, because this has dried now, and this is pretty cool. And I was going to use the paws, but stencil, but because I'm going to use the little panda this time. It doesn't really go. So I'm going to use this stencil. Now what I really want to do is, I want to use some texture paste, but it's not going to dry, I don't think. But I might just do it anyway. Should we just do it? The alternative is to do some embossing, and with some clear embossing, which might also look very, very cute. Oh, I'm torn. Let's do the heat embossing because it'll be quicker, won't it? So I have some of this embossing ink, and I'm going to press this through, and I don't mind actually if it doesn't go everywhere. I just want to get an impression of something. So let's see if we can smoosh it through enough. And I can see that my card is getting a little bit kind of wetter where I've applied it. So hopefully that is working. I think yeah, it feels like I'm getting quite a good bit of coverage. So let's remove that, and I want some clear embossing powder, which I believe I've got tucked behind here somewhere. This is some nice, give us a nice bit of dimension, this, hopefully. So let's lift this up and see. I think that's worked. There's only one way to find out, isn't there, kids? So let's get a bit of scratch paper under here. You can emboss the stencil for height. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I can never quite get my plates right, but that is a really cool idea. So I'm going to chuck as much of this on as I can. There we go. Oh, I can already see that that's made a really good impression. I'm liking that. So, where shall I put it? I'll put it there. Let's have a look. Have a go. It's a great effect. I also did this and put pan pastels on. Oh, do you know what? I've never used. I have actually got some pan pastels. Not a lot, grant you. I've only got a couple, but I do love them. And I don't use them, so I need to. But then I never quite know how to use them. So this silicone mat, I need to find some more of these for you guys. I know that because we got them in as a bit of a trial to see what you guys thought. I know they've gone down really well, so I am going to try and source some more of these if I can. Okay, let's get my heat tool back out and let's see this. Hopefully this will make for a nice bit of like a glazed effect. See if you guys can see this, if I position it right. Oh, this is looking so lovely. going to create such a pretty effect. It almost looks like the surface is wet. It's very cool. My cord got stuck then. Excellent. That looks really, really cool. I hope that you guys can see that effect as well on screen as it looks in real life. Oh, I can't get that hooked back on. Go on. I need a better hook system, I think, for my my embossing tool, because it's always a bit of a struggle. Lauren says she loves watching embossing powder melt. I do. Alison Blomfield says she never gets tired of seeing the heat emboss. So yeah, what's Julie giving a try? Julie says, I've often thought about doing heat embossing this way but never braved it. Well, the thing is, it's just a bit of cardstock, isn't it? You know, it's just give it a try. You don't know what's going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen, and actually this background was one that I thought I wasn't going to like, but now we've got this really fun glazed pattern, and I think it looks really, really cool. Yeah, Julie, you must definitely give it a try. It's really cool to do. I think maybe Lindsay's done this where she's done a bit of a rainbow colour but then a clear emboss over the top, and it just looks like it's just such a beautiful effect. It looks almost, like I say, almost wet. Alison says that she thought her heat tool wasn't working, then she realised that it was unplugged so that she could watch this, and her teaspoon ran the battery down watching rugby replays. So I like this background. I think this is really cute. So obviously I've got my little guy here, and I'm thinking again that it might be quite cool to make these match a little bit. So again, this background's kind of cool, but I've also got some other papers in here which might work really well, because we've got our little guy on blue. I think that's not the greatest colour, blue. We've got him on some yellow. Green would work really well, I think, as a bit of a contrast. I think the green would work really well. See, I've got a little strip of green polka dots here, which are quite sweet, aren't they? So that would look quite cute. And I think we could do the same sort of thing. We could put him on what colour background? Maybe the green background would look nice. Oh, sorry, Mr. Panda. Yeah, I quite like this idea of the green background. That looks quite cute, doesn't it? And then maybe we do, that looks kind of cool. Right, let's get this cut down to size, because I do also have some pre-cut craft cardstock as well, but I think that might be too brown for this particular selection. So let's go back to this. So we can either have the white or the green. I'm liking the green. I've got a bit of a green tea vibe going on with this one. But I'd quite like to do maybe a little bit of a shape behind him. Let's have a think. Oh, I've got an idea. Oh, is somebody going? Oh, Alison's going because her battery's about to die. We shall see you later, lovely. Thank you for joining. So So I'm thinking that what I might do is take, where's my little smile die gone? Where have you gone? There it is. So let's have a look at maybe using this small portion here. So if we have this here, and then we could maybe do a little bit of, so we could maybe have this on a landscape view instead, and this little guy here, that might look quite cute, mightn't it? Right, okay, let's cut this out, and this might work better on an A6 card base. So let me get my A6 card base, because I want to show a little bit more of this background. So I'm going to use my A6. So this is you know, where having both sizes of dies does really help. So I'm going to use this one to cut out this shape here. So let's do that. Get that stuck on first. So just add a little bit of tape there. And then for this one, I'm going to go with the, again with the, not the next one, but the one after that. Just to, and I like this bit of white space here showing. So I'm just going to, and I like this bit, this in this corner too. So I think if we just move that up, it's almost like it's got sugar on it. I think it's just such a cool idea. And can you see how this would have looked really good if we'd used some sparkle texture paste? I think that would have looked so cool as well. So if we'd had more time, I would definitely have done that, because I think that would have looked really, really cool. So, oh, that's just moved a little bit. Let's move that back up. And sorry while I make a bit of noise for a moment. Oh, go on, in you go. So now we've got our two die cut pieces, but I also need to die cut this guy, this bit, and I'm going to do this out of some white cardstock. So, and I don't need a huge piece, so this is great for your scraps. That might just be a tad too small, but as long as it doesn't move around, I think we might be able to make it work. Yeah, that looks like it's just about going to work. See, this is how tight I am. Use every last bit of scrap. That's what you've got to do though, isn't it? It's what you've got to do. So I'll pop that one through there. Just for the noise there. So, you know, this is now we've got pretty much got all our bits together, I think. Let's have a look, see what this looks like, shall we? So I've got my little frame, which is really cute, and we've got this centre bit as well, which is we can use for something else. So I'm going to save that. That almost looks like a speech bubble. No, I've just looked at it like that. That's quite cute. Okay. So let's remove this. That's a bit of scraps. Probably had its moment now, so that can go in the bin. Let's remove this. So in a way, I'm kind of pleased that I didn't have the time to do the texture paste, because I wouldn't have tried this otherwise. So I think that, you know, sometimes things do happen for a reason, don't they? And I just think this is such a pretty effect. I'm actually really, really loving it. So let's carefully remove the tape off there, because I don't want to rip my paper. And let's build this up and see what this looks like. So I'm going to have some nice green zigzags, and then I'm going to have my pretty tea-stained background. And then to break it up a little bit, I'm going to have this frame, which is going to look really cute. And then we're going to have our little panda having his cup of tea, and he's going to have his little jammy dodger friend, I think, as well. Let's put his little jammy dodger friend that side. That's sweet, isn't it? And then the sentiment for this one I was thinking of using was that I can't wait to have a brew with you, which is very sweet. Now that could just fit in the background there. And again, I did want this to be for Mum. So let me get my Mum sentiments back out. So we do have the dies that will cut these out, so I could use that large Mum again there. So let's move this one. Can't pick it up with my silly nails. There we go. So this sentiment could be in the bottom corner here, and that one in the top corner there. That could look really cute, couldn't it? Frame on this is making me think of a biscuit. That's good, because it's all in the theme, isn't it? It's all part of the theme, which is what we want. So I am quite liking that. I think I am still inclined to have something maybe stacked up in the background behind this, so that we've kind of got kind of a double stacked kind of situation, but I don't want to make it too fussy. And I think once we've got the Mum bit sorted, that might be all we need. See, that does look quite good, doesn't it? I feel like it needs to be a different colour. What about using this background, which is kind of funky? Maybe just having a little bit of that in the background might look quite cute. So let's cut a bit of this. Yeah, this kind of greeny orange colour is quite cool. I'm just going to cut a piece of this here and slot that behind there. So this is just very, very roughly cut at the moment, just so that I can get a little bit of a sense of, do I like it or not? And it could either go all the way across with this just over the top, like so, and then with our little guy in front cute. Kind of like that. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Have I frozen? I've frozen. Let's try again. So that kind of looks cute. I'm not sure whether it might be too busy or if it just needs to be behind the actual frame, because I don't want to cover up too much of this background. Yeah, let's leave it as a clear background. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think. I'm having it's getting late, I'm tired, and I'm getting indecisive. I do know that I'm very messy. I know that much. So I know that I need to stamp my little mum sentiment. I've got a tiny little bit of this scrap card left, which is perfect for this. So again, I can use my VersaFine. I've got a little stamping block here, which will work perfectly just to do a quick sentiment. Prefer it without the extra paper, leave it clear. Thank you guys. I was just, I don't know, I was having a moment, but I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. So let's stamp that onto there. Mum. And I'm really pleased with this like little tea themed background situation that we've created. Sometimes a little bit of experimenting goes a long way. Let's pop this back on here, and then we can use the coordinating die here to cut this one out. Pop that back. So let's line this up. And I do love that we have got these coordinating dies for the sentiments. It does just make things so much easier when you're not quite sure what you want to do. And they're nice and small, so they'll go through my teeny tiny die cutter here. And just pop that in there. Oh, frozen again. Why is it doing that all of a sudden? I haven't had any internet issues really at all since I've been in my new office space. But you know, you say that and then you jinx it, don't you? So let's, oh, that fell out nice and easily. And let's pop this back in here. Did anybody say that they were crafting along with me tonight? Or are we all just watching? That's cut out really nicely. Happy with that. So let's start constructing this then. So this is going to be my background layer. So I'll add some glue to this one. And then I think the same as we did before, I think my tea stained background piece I'm going to pop up because it will help. Oh, I think I put that on a bit wonky. Come on. There we go. It will help with any warping. So let's get my tape. Lauren says she was making an envelope, then she did some lettering, but now she's just watching, and Angie's just relaxing and watching. Oh, that's cute. That's cool. It's good to have some relaxing, crafty time, isn't it? Now and again. I find that the only time I really get to relax and watch any crafting without it being sort of work related is maybe when I'm perhaps in the gym or in the bath. I don't always have time to have a little soak in a bath. It's more quick shower and off we go. And I haven't been in the gym, unfortunately, for an obscene amount of time. Now, I've almost put that on upside down there. Not that it matters. Anyway, is totally fine. So that's looking good. I actually didn't get enough tape on the end there, and that feels like that's sticking up a little bit. So I'm going to see if I can maybe slither down there, because I don't like the way that that's sticking up. So I think that we can just do that. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Happy with that. So we've now got our frame here. And let's say our little guys. Now, do I want them sitting behind the frame or on top of the frame? I don't know. I think maybe behind the frame, but a little bit in front of the frame at the same time. Do you know what I'm saying? So the way that I'm going to do that, because I want to pop up my frame, so this is going to have a fair bit of dimension to it, is I'm going to stick these on first with a little bit of glue along the bottom here. So I can pop the, yeah, that's quite cute, isn't it? And then maybe this guy can sit on the front there. That's cute. Yeah, I like that. I do like that. So, oh, I think I'd stamped a bunny on the back of here to begin with. I can go there. Like so. Oh, that's cute. Okay. So I now need to add some foam to the back of this, and I'm going to use my thin foam tape for around the edges, because it's perfect for around the edge of our frame. And again, this is going to give us a fair bit of height, but I like dimension. It's very rare that I do a truly flat card, actually. I think I did, no, even that had dimension on it, actually, now I think about it. So I did do like a masked background with lots of the envelopes from the Happy Mail Critters set. But actually that still had dimension, because I used the Hugs Enclosed. In fact, I think the envelope was actually from the which one was it? Be Kind, Be You set, I think. Yeah, and there was still dimension on that, so, because I popped up my sentiment. So I can't really say that I've done many cards without dimension. There's always a little bit of something, whether it be the sentiment or the focal panel, something is usually popped up. So I've got plenty of tape on the back of here now, which is what I want. Alice and Chelsea's contemplating another card or an early night. Oh, decisions. I know, I'm terrible when Ant's not here, and he shouts at me. Well, he doesn't shout at me, but he gets frustrated with me, because when he's on nights, I don't know when to go to bed, basically, is the problem. That's overlapping a little bit. Might have to snip the end off that one, because it's not going to lay flat if I don't. Yeah, so I'll stay up till silly o'clock just working, because he's not here to say, come on, it's bedtime. So I am bad for it. So tonight is going to be an example of, do I go to bed early, or do I do a little bit more work before bed? And I am bad for that. Terrible for it, in fact. So yeah, But I like I said, I think at the beginning of the live, I am quite tired tonight and I've got a busy day tomorrow, so it would probably be more beneficial for me to have an early night and a good sleep and be all rested, ready for being back on TV on Saturday, because, you know, it's in HD now. I don't want to be going on there with big bags under my eyes, do I? So we're going to pop this on at a jaunty angle, and I'm going to make it quite jaunty so that it goes off the edges, because I think that's going to look really cute. Yeah, that's cute. And then the mum sentiment is going to pop there. So does it go there? And that one goes there. So it's going to need a little bit of help popping up, isn't it? But I don't want it to sit right in the corner because it's too much in the corner there. That one's quite cute down in the bottom, but Mum needs to hang over, I think. So I need a little bit of foam just in this corner. And let me have a look, because I can never get this the right way around. Good luck for Saturday. We will be watching night, everyone, says Alison. Thank you so much. And I do hope that you can watch on Saturday. It'd be lovely to have you guys out there, my tea timers, supporting as always. It's going to be a fun show. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be travelling on my own. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a scary one for me, because I don't like necessarily going on my own, but needs must. And I pop a little bit of glue just on the bottom of this one here. I put it all over it, but I didn't need to. And then it's just going to overhang and just sit there, which is going to look pretty cool. And then this one, again, I think just a little bit of foam tape to pop this one up as well, so that it's all the same height. Oh, I wonder if I could fit another one in at the bottom there, or if it's going to overhang. I think it might overhang. I just need to move that one up a little bit so that I can squeeze both on. Yeah, that's it. Nailed it. Lauren says she'll do her best to remember to watch. Set your alarm. Put it on record. What time on Saturday? It's 12 in the PM, so midday. I shall be on. So hopefully you guys can watch. If not, put it on record and watch me later if you can. That would be awesome. Julie says she might have to get her mum to record it for her, as she's due to be meeting friends, weather permitting. Yes, it might be a bit of that time of day where a lot of people are out and about, but we'll see. Claudia says she needs that Joe tool. What, you need this tool? You need a pokey tool in your life if you've not got one. Heavens, how do you get on without that? And Lauren says she loves this wee card. Oh, thank you. So this is another one that's just kind of come together out of nowhere, really, isn't it? And I love cards like that, that, you know, you start off with one idea and it evolves into another one, which is pretty cool. So now, in terms of little embellishments, I think for this one, I kind of wish I'd got some like little coffee coloured ones. What are these? No, they're not coffee coloured. Got some little gold ones. No, they won't look green. Ooh, little green ones. Maybe they'll look quite cute. I think white might be a bit too white. I did have some of our time for tea embellishments. I don't know where I've put those ones, the enamel dots. Where would I have hidden those? those in this lovely craft room of dreams, do you think? I will have put them somewhere. Somewhere so safe that no one can ever find them. Because we do have some little green ones. Some little green ones would be nice. I've only got big giant ones here. Oh no, I've got a few little ones. See, those would be quite nice, but I feel like I could do with some smaller ones. Oh, how disappointing that I've not popped them on my little cart. I shall have to dig those out and figure out where I've put them. I do have actually some of these, but they're little flowers. I don't think they're going to work. What else have we got in here? I've got some little bits from Lucy's Little Things. These could work. So some really nice little pale green little gems in here. Let's see if I dare to tip some of these little guys out. See, they could be quite cute, couldn't they? A little bit of bling. Just always needs a little finishing touch with me. I always need a little bit of a gem or a sequin or some such. Now we have got some of these slightly larger yellow ones, which does work, I feel, with the yellow that's in the background. Let's try for, oh, that's a bigger green one, that one's kind of cute. So let's have a look, see if we can position some of these where we might like them. That's quite good, isn't it? I feel like maybe one on this side perhaps, or one just, oh, they want to get away from me, these guys. What do we think to that placement? I think this one could even just sit up on the frame here. I don't want to come unstuck. Giving me some attitude. These guys. There we go. Come on, unstick. Need my pokey tool to unstick it. Ah! Doesn't want to sit on there, why? Get on there. There we go. What about that? It's quite cute, isn't it? What do we think? Oh! I've switched off. I'm wondering whether maybe my battery has gone dead on my iPad. So sorry if you can't actually. Sorry, I'm sure you can still see me. Oh, it's just switched itself off for some reason. It's still alive. It's just switched me off. Okay, so I just wanted to have a look on screen really, just to see what this looked like. So I think it's quite pretty. You do also get in this little harmony set some clear little gems, which also might work nicely because they come in different shapes, and they might work with the clear background. So I'm going to just have a look and see if I can get this up on screen. Sorry guys, while I just have a little look at this. This is the, I don't know if you guys do the same thing, but you know, the finishing touches are sometimes the hardest bit for me, and I spend ages deliberating over them. And yeah, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist about it because I want it to look amazing, obviously. So, but I do quite like the way that those little gems look. I think they might be quite sweet, but I also like the clear ones. So let's try the clear. And I have got the clear ones that we do, the drops. These are like, I don't know, like little, like clear gems almost, which are a bit more subtle, I guess. So what do we think? Do we want to go with the subtle, like almost like water droplets, these, aren't they? Which could go really nicely with the theme of our glossy background. And they are super tiny, but there's a bigger one there. Let's try that one. We can probably get quite a few on here without it taking anything away from our background. I quite like these. I like the look of these. So let's see, have I got any more? There we go. How many have I got now? I've got loads on here now. And I like to go with an odd number, so that usually looks more appealing to the eye. So that's what I'm trying to go for. But I'm also going for what I think looks nice. So I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, you know, I've gone for an even number there. So let's try one more. I feel like I need a slightly bigger one that can go up there. And that might just work better with my feng shui. So sorry you guys are asking me questions and I was totally in the zone of adding embellishments there. But Create and Craft, that's the channel that we're on, and yes, Julie's got all of the channel numbers spot on there. Thank you so much for sharing that. So I am going to add these now. Before I change my mind, because I think they look really cute. I'm struggling to get them unstuck from my quick sticks tool. That's my only problem. But the Glossy Accents is great for these kinds of embellishments because it works as an adhesive as well as adding gloss to your projects, and is clear. So with something like this, where you obviously don't want your glue to show through, although most of the glues, the PVA glues that we use will dry clear, craft glues will dry clear anyway, just in case, this is immediately clear and is just perfect for adding a good amount of security to your embellishments, I think. So last one here. Yes. Oh, that's a little heart, that one. That's cute. I don't mind that that's a little heart. There we go. So there we go. I think that works really well because it's not too in your face in terms of the embellishments, and it's also it replicates the clear background that we've put in with our clear heat embossing. Put that back in there so I don't lose it. These are going to be fun to try and get back in here, aren't they? Where's my little, I've got my little Twiddler's Nook little tray here. This might help me get most of these in. Try and clear these up before we finish off. But this is a lovely little set. This is the Harmony set. I don't know if I've got any of these left in the shop actually. There's not many of the Lucy's Little Things left, like as in there's perhaps 1 or 2 of each individual set. So if you like them, then do, you know, grab them while you can. A lot of the ones that I went for were kind of limited stocks anyway, so they may be discontinued lines, etc. So it's not just a case of we've not got them in stock. They may not be returning to Lucy's anyway. So I think that is our second card completed. Oh, I found a little gem there that missed. Let's see if I can pick it up. Pop that in there. There we go. See, I'm just tidying up after myself because, you know, I want to be able to go to bed with a nice clear craft space. A clear craft space means for a very clear mind, I feel. So, Lindsay says she always does odd numbers and in triangle patterns. Yes, me too. I like to keep them quite close to the area that I'm highlighting as well. So so that you are kind of taking your eye, like with this one. This one's bringing me through my story really. These are a little bit more random, but again, they are all centred around the pieces that I want you to look at. So, Lindsay says, fabulous cards, you could say they're terrific. Oh, thank you. Samara says, very cute cards. Claudia says, these are absolutely fantastic. Luna says, so pretty. And Angie says, another fab one, yay. I'm really pleased with how they turned out, and they're so different, but they actually look a little bit like they match because we've got the green in this one, you've got the tea stained in both of them. So I think they make for a really nice set actually, and a really nice ones to send to your mum. And then in this one, we've got the centre, you are terrific. And this one, I can't wait to have a brew with you. I think is just a really cool sentiment. And again, if I hold this one up, I'm hoping that you can see that clear embossing in the background, because I think it looks, there you go, get a flash of it there, don't you? When I do that, it looks amazing. I love that effect. So and I think my mum would be more than happy, although she's not a fan of the jammy dodgers. I have this is actually a jam and cream, but that's going to get eaten now, I think, with a cup of tea in bed. So thank you so much for joining me tonight, everyone. It's been lovely to craft with you. It's been lovely to do some experimenting. I've really enjoyed this. So I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all hopefully on Saturday at 12 o'clock on Create and Craft. If you can't make it, don't worry, I shall be back again next Thursday for another Crafting Live here on Facebook. See you all soon, guys. Good night. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye. Bye.